Welcome to the Nintendo Wiretap. My name is Amiibo Jason, and on today's episode, it's going to be a bit different. On tonight's episode, I want to discuss what we just saw at the Nindy Spring Showcase that happened just yesterday. And of course, that is Cadence of Hyrule. This is the Crypt of the Necrodancer sequel, and of course, it has Zelda characters. So without further ado, let's take a look at what was announced and why it's so significant. Alright, so this show typically doesn't go in a direction where we go into detail or in depth on a certain game, but there are two types of games that I love more than anything. One, the adventure, Zelda type game, and two, rhythm games. I was a massive DDR player back in the day, so the rhythm genre is always just something fun for me. So you can only imagine my surprise when I saw the trailer for Cadence of Hyrule. This is something I never thought I would see in my lifetime. Nintendo is loaning out their characters to other companies, and it's strange. In a good way, in a very, very good way. But before we get too far into this game specifically, I want to talk a bit about Crypt of the Necrodancer. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this game, it's a roguelike rhythm game, and it's really neat. It's one of the most unique games I've ever seen. So, in most roguelike games, you are exploring a dungeon, and in this case, not only are you exploring, but you have to do things to a beat. Obviously, it's a rhythm game, so that makes a lot of sense. But this game does it in such a way that's so unique that it's really hard to explain. If you've never had the opportunity to pick this up, it is on the Nintendo Switch. I highly recommend you try it out. Alright, so now that you know what the original game was like, we can talk more openly about this sequel. Now once again, Cadence of Hyrule is just a direct sequel to Crypt of the Necrodancer, and it includes Link and Zelda, and it appears that the game takes place in Hyrule. Obviously, Hyrule is in the name of the game, so that makes a lot of sense. But what I wasn't expecting specifically about this was that Nintendo would lend out such a character like Link and Zelda to an indie game. And once again, I want to point out this is not a criticism, this is amazing, I can't wait to play this game, but Nintendo is really shifting gears. This is something that we really haven't seen from them in some time. I mean, Link was in Soul Calibur 2 all the way back on the GameCube, but besides that, Nintendo has been notoriously strict with their characters, but times have changed, and Nintendo has proven time and time again over the past 3 years that they have a strict dedication to indie games. But once again, this is really shocking that we're seeing characters like Link and Zelda in this game. I'm hoping that this is going to be an indication of what we might see from Nintendo in the future. Alright, so let's take a look at the trailer itself for this game, and let me tell you, it is absolutely gorgeous. This game took what was really amazing about Crypt of the Necrodancer and it really bumped it up a level. The visuals in this game look so much better than I remember in the original game. The pixel art for all of the characters and the enemies is just stunning, and at the same time, it's really something that fits in with the Zelda universe. We've seen games like this before. The art style in this game really reminds me of the Minish Cap on the Game Boy Advance, and if you take a look at all the artwork, I would say you could probably see that too. And of course, we have to talk about the music. Now, in the background of the trailer, we get a remixed theme of the classic Legend of Zelda theme, and it's really great. I'm really hoping this game comes out physically, maybe with a CD soundtrack, because I'm going to want to listen to this entire soundtrack over and over again. But at the moment, that's everything we know so far about this game, besides it's coming out this spring. Now, my guess is we're not going to see a physical release for this game. I'm guessing it's going to be a digital release only, which is fine with me. But really, I'm curious to see what you guys think about this game. Are you as excited as me to see Nintendo being a little bit more lax with their big characters and lending them out to indie developers? What indie game do you want to see crossed over with a huge Nintendo franchise? Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. And that's going to wrap up tonight's Nintendo Wiretap. I'll see you soon with yet another episode, but as always, until then, stay wired in. Bye, guys.